fried breaded olives and Vesper Martini. This is episode 1 of my new series, Aperitif in Pairs. Like every French person, I love aperitif. It's the perfect way to create a moment of joy in every day. The aim of this series is to do just that, matching a drink and nibble together so they can bring out the best in each other. These nibbles are very simple to make. I'm using anchovy stuffed olives, but any green olives will work well too. I've added a bit of the brine to 1 whisked egg and the zest of 1 lemon to the breadcrumbs. Now for the breading. The trick is to use 1 hand for dry and 1 hand for wet. So using your dry hand, coat the olives in flour and then shake off the excess. Then you move the olives from the flour to the egg mixture. Use the wet hand now to coat the olives, then you transfer them, again removing the excess, to the breadcrumbs. Now back to your dry hand to generously coat them in the breadcrumbs, and that's it. I'm frying off the olives in vegetable oil at 180 degrees C until golden brown. The oil is hot enough when it starts to form bubbles as soon as you drop something into it. So you can try with a little breadcrumb, put it in, and if bubbles form around it, you're ready to go. Now for our drink. We want something that will cut through the saltiness of the olives and complement the anchovy with a zesty citrus note. I immediately thought of a martini because martini and olives are a match made in heaven. The Vesper Martini actually has a very fun origin story. It is said that it was invented by the bartender at Duke's Hotel in the 1950s, a bar frequented by Ian Fleming, who is, of course, the famous James Bond author. So this is James Bond's martini. Duke's at the time was famous for serving the perfect martinis, which was the drink in fashion and therefore the perfect drink for a smooth cosmopolitan like Bond. The martini is served dry with a splash of lillet and a mix of gin and vodka, shaken, not stirred, obviously, and finished with a twist. Bond shares the recipe for his favourite tipple in Fleming's book titled Casino Royale. Although there are many theories to explain why Bond's martini is shaken, not stirred, the most likely is that due to the popularity of Duke's Bar and their martinis, there just wasn't enough time to stir the drinks until they were cold enough. Therefore, they moved to the quicker method of shaking, which does alter the mouthfeel of the drink and make it unique. It was eventually named the Vesper Martini after Bond's love interest in Casino Royale. Now, I'm not as suave and cool as James Bond, so I can't handle my martinis as dry as he did. I've therefore altered the recipe a bit by adding equal parts lillet blanc to gin. Then, as per the original, I'm adding 1/3 vodka and shaking until condensation forms on the shaker and it's cold to the touch. I finish it by pouring in an ice-cold glass and adding a twist of lemon. So for 2 people, that's 3 shots gin, 3 shots lillet, 1 shot vodka, lots of ice, and a lemon twist. The martini is intense with a slight bitterness, freshness, and subtle zesty fruitiness to perfectly cut through the fatty saltiness and bitterness of these crispy snacks.